Hi, my name is Brent Van Arsdell. I know a lot of you have a fear of speaking in your new language, a fear of making mistakes in your new language. You're afraid that people will look at you and say, oh, he did a bad mistake. That's a bad thing. And I'm going to tell you how I got over a very similar fear, and I'm going to show you right now how you can quickly and permanently get over your fear, any fear that's not serving you well, but specifically the fear of speaking a new language. First, I'm not a professional therapist and I don't play one on the internet, but this has been very helpful for me in getting rid of some of my fears, and I think it'll be helpful for you in getting rid of some of your fears as well. So, first, I had a very strong fear of heights. I could fly airplanes without any problem, but anytime I got in a tall building, I was just on the verge of panic. And I met a therapist and she showed me this technique, and it was extremely effective. She said, you'll get over your fear in about 10 minutes and it'll be gone permanently. And that was 10 years ago, and it was gone permanently. So I'm very excited about telling you this today. So basically, anytime you have a fear that's not serving you well, like the fear of speaking in a new language, the fear of making mistakes in a new language, you can get over that fear by doing something that's incredibly non-intuitive. What you can do is you can welcome the fear. So I'm going to tell you how I got over my fear of heights, and then hopefully this will be able to help you get over your fear of speaking a new language. So I was living on the island of Kauai. Kauai has a canyon, it's like the Grand Canyon. It's called the Waimea Canyon, and it just drops down to nothing. And I never could go visit this and get anywhere remotely close to the edge, much less look over and enjoy the view, until I met this therapist, and she says, oh, you'll get over this in about 10 minutes. So here's what you do, here's what she told me to do. She says, sit in a safe place and ask yourself, is the fear really realistic? Is there any significant risk of you dying when you go visit that nice park? And of course the answer was no. And so it's probably the same for you and your fear of speaking in a new language. So she said, I want you to do something you're not expecting to do. I want you to welcome the fear. And I said, okay, I'm going to feel it, I'm going to feel bad, I want to push it away. She says, no, 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 just welcome it. Say, welcome fear, I'm glad you're here. I can't do anything about it, right? The fear is there, you can't change it, you can't make it go away. So she said, I want you to welcome it. And so I tried it. So I said, okay, I'm going to imagine I'm on the edge of the Waimea Canyon, I'm going to welcome the fear and see what happens. So I welcomed it, and in about 30 seconds it was gone. She says, any more you need to do? You need to imagine tall ladders, tall buildings. And I sort of thought about them a little bit, and the fear came back a little bit, and I said, okay, what if I just welcome this fear instead of trying to push it away? And I welcomed it, and it dissipated in just a few seconds. I was just amazed, and it has permanently stayed away for the last 10 years. So what I want you to do for your fear of learning a language is ask yourself, first of all, is it a realistic fear? Mostly the answer is going to be no. And then beyond that, say, okay, imagine that you're in a situation where the fear begins to show up and you're starting to feel the fear. And so then I want you to welcome it. So you sit there and you close your eyes and you say, okay, I'm going to welcome the fear. What would happen if I just welcome the fear instead of trying to push it away? And I think you'll find, as I did, that it dissipates in just a few seconds. And if you need to imagine other situations, just go ahead and imagine them, right? Imagine the situation of speaking the language, making a mistake, people laughing, and being afraid, and just welcoming that fear deeply. And I think you'll see that mostly people are not laughing at you, they'll be laughing with you because everyone's having a good time. But realistic or not, you still have the fear, so that's not the problem. So the way you get rid of it is you ask yourself if it's rational. Mostly it's not rational, and then you welcome it and you say, hi fear, welcome, you're here anyway, I can't make you go away, and it will go away on its own accord, as mine did. And if your experience is anything like mine, you'll have no fear for the next 10 years.